All right. Okay. Good morning. So we have Shiloh here today in 8th grade. And so just so I know a little bit more about you, um, what what things have you been working on in your math class?
I'm not in school yet.
Well,
Yeah,
before school ended, did you still have math class?
yeah, but I didn't start school yet.
Okay. So that's fine. So how do you feel with multiplication?
Um, I feel like I can do a little bit of multiplication. I feel okay with it.
Okay, good. So I'm gonna go through a couple of slides and then we'll do some more about multiplication. And I'll teach you a way that I learned that kind of helped me be able to do it a little bit better. And so, just hopefully you can be more comfortable with doing multiplication. So let me share my screen and I'm gonna go through a couple of slides first. All right. Okay. So my name is Miss Jasmine, and we're here for the BAPAC Summer Math Tutoring Program. So this is put on by the San Diego chapter of the Black Political Black Political Association of California, and it's courtesy of the Jacobs Foundation. And then my company, the STEAM Collaborative, is presenting today. So went through a little bit about this on the first session, but this is our second session that we're having today. And we're going to be talking about multiplication table. And so I'm a dancing rocket scientist. And so my background is in ballet and aerospace engineering and math. And so I really love it. And so there's some pictures of me dancing on there. And so I'm an entertainer from the dance part of it. I'm an engineer, an aerospace engineer. I'm an entrepreneur, which means I own my own business. And then I'm an educator for STEAM and STEM and mostly math and engineering. And then here's a picture of people that I've worked with that are over a lot of programs that you might attend or students like you might attend. And so, do you know what STEAM stands for?
No, well, I see it right there.
Okay, can you read that off for me?
Science, technology, engineering, arts, mathematics.
Very good. So part of this is going to be that you take notes. So if you have something to take notes with, that would be awesome. Pencil and paper. So yeah, I'll give you some time to write this down because I'll be saying it a lot. And then sometimes I'll say STEM, which is similar to this, except without the art. So it's just the science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. I can tell you're very good with Zoom already.
Okay, I got it.
Good.
Yeah.
And then, have you heard of entrepreneur before or entrepreneurship?
I heard of it, but I don't really know what it is.
Okay, so I have you write this down too. And then if you can, try to learn how to spell this word, entrepreneur. It's a lot of different letters in there, a lot of E's, but, and so this means that you own your own business. So you can write that down too in your notes. But that's what entrepreneur is. They have their own business. They don't really have to work for anybody, but you still have to work with a lot of people. and you work with people to, be able to pay yourself and pay for what you do. Or then sometimes people that are entrepreneurs have a product that they sell. Like one of my friends, she sells pies. And so that can also be an entrepreneur. So you can even be one at your age. I mean, I was in eighth grade too. So you can be an entrepreneur too. Somebody else is joining us. Good morning. Is your name Uche? Okay, so we'll keep going. Good morning, can you hear us? Oh, okay. So what's your name? Okay, okay. So we'll keep going. What's your name? Can you hear me? We'll keep going for now. Okay. And then have this slide in here. I mean, it's a good time for you to learn about STEAM because we need more diversity. There's a picture of me at work. And so we need more diversity. We need more people who look like us in this field. And then, your family can see what you're drawn to, or you can know what you're drawn to, the things that you enjoy. And then you can do more of it and find out how it relates to STEAM. So Shiloh, what do you enjoy doing?
I like doing art a lot.
What type of art?
I like painting on canvases a lot with my mom sometimes.
Very cool. So if we have some time, I'll show you some of my paintings that are on my wall over here. Yeah, I like painting on canvases too. And I think at maybe a little bit older than you, maybe about your age, I would start painting on the walls in my room. And luckily my parents allowed me to do that because they were like, okay, at some point we can just paint over it, but they let me paint on my walls, which is pretty cool. Can you hear me? What's your name? Who just joined us?
I think he's on mute.
Yeah, I don't even know if he can hear me. But okay, so I guess we'll just keep going for now. But yeah, I mean, when you find out how painting ties into arts and ties into STEAM, then you can figure out different ways to maybe even make better paint so that it sticks on canvases, but also other things. And then even I had a friend that worked for a car paint company. So, car paint requires like all these different kinds of chemicals. And then you can be like a chemical engineer or different kinds of engineers that can figure out the best paint for the type of car. And especially I'm from Michigan where it snows a lot. And then in California where it's really, really sunny. So those are some things that, you can solve and problems that you can fix by being an engineer too. And so another point on here is that all of our future careers involve STEAM and all of the stuff that we're going through right now. So when we're talking about viruses and cure for coronavirus, that's science and biology. And then when we talk about using Zoom, that's technology for sure. And then shipping, or so if you get Amazon packages, have you had any Amazon packages delivered to your house?
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. And so then that can be an engineer that can figure out logistics and making sure that you get it on time, or if they tell you it'll be there in 3 days, making sure it's there in 3 days. And so mental health, I know, yes, for us painters, that really helps. And then flattening the curve, the term they keep talking about, flattening this curve. And that's a math kind of concept because you have like a function or a line or an equation, and then flattening that curve means that a lot less people are either getting infected with coronavirus or passing away from it. So we can talk about that some more later. So I think you can hear me now, the other person who joined us. What's your name?
Luca.
Okay, can you say that one more time? Oh, that you joined again? Can you say your name one more time?
Chukwabuka,
Buka. Buka.
but the shorter version of my name is Ibuka.
Yeah, Buka. 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 Okay. Did I say that right? Buka. Buka.
Chukwabuka.
Wow. Got it.
I'll have the shorter version of my name
Okay.
here. So
I want to say the real version of your name. Perfect. And so, Chukwabuka, do you know what do you enjoy doing for fun?
I like reading.
Reading. That's really cool. Yeah. And what grade are you in?
5th.
Fifth grade. Cool.
I'm going to 6th grade.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Cool. Hi, who else just joined us? Hi. What's your name?
Okay, sorry, I was renaming myself. Blossom.
Oh, nice to meet you.
You too.
What grade are you in?
I'm going to 8th grade.
I was on here too, and she's going to 8th grade too. Right. So, and then what type of things do you enjoy doing, Blossom?
Wait, say that again?
What do you enjoy doing for fun?
Well, you know, I'm a dancer, so I do like dancing a lot for fun. And, you know, obviously maybe like playing video games or spending time with my friends, but most of the time I just like dancing or singing.
Ooh, yeah, so I'm a dancer too. But yeah, I went to dance school and did ballet, tap, jazz, hip hop, point, all types of dance. I'm trying to get into. But yeah, okay, very cool. So for both of you, I mean, yeah, there's ways that you can incorporate the things that you love into a STEM field or a STEAM field, which stands for science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. So make sure you all are taking some notes. So then in our future sessions, or if I say these terms again, then you'll know what they mean. So yeah, make sure you have pencils, a paper, going. And so this is kind of what I'm talking about right now with creating this one page of notes. And so it helps you when you're studying, that you don't have to flip through all of your pages of notes, that you have this one page of notes. So you have the notes that you're taking, and then you also have maybe like the first page in that notebook, or a few pages that you set aside to summarize everything that you've written on the several pages of notes that you have. So it makes it easier, so you don't have to flip through all of your notes when you're trying to figure out just some of the formulas and equations. And then a good thing to know is like your college teachers or your professors let you use that one page of notes on your test. And then sometimes even in high school, they'll let you use an index card or one page of notes. So those are some of the things that you can have on that one page of notes that you're keeping, and then just transfer it over to one page really easily. And so another point is that you notice the problems that are asking everything in the chapter that you're working on. So that'll be good to also put on your summary page of notes, is if they're asking everything that you've learned so far, but that can be a really good question that can include everything that you've learned. So that's something that you want to look out for. And then you can highlight the questions that are difficult. So things that you're really struggling with doing, or problems that you don't understand the answers to, you can put that on your one page of notes, and then you can ask your teacher or your tutor. And it's good to have that hard problem at the beginning in your summary page. And so then when you find out how to solve it, you'll always have those notes really up front, instead of having to flip through all of your pages later on. So that's what we'll be working on, and this is helping us learn how to take better notes and study. And yeah, and so I didn't learn a lot of this stuff until I was in college, and so it can really help to have that one page of notes ahead of time. Okay, so we'll keep going. And so here's an example that I did with one of my students, and she's going into ninth grade. But these are some of the things that you'll learn in eighth grade, probably towards the end of eighth grade, where you're talking about exponents and powers and multiplying them together. And so I'd like to have her write down what the chapter says, but then also write it in her own words. So sometimes when I ask you all to take notes, I'll say write it in the way that you understand it, because that'll make it easier for you to understand it later instead of writing it down how I say it. And then you don't know what that meant when you go to look at it later. So just so you all know with that. All right, so now we're gonna go through some multiplication. So in the first session, I gave time to do this, but you all weren't there. I'm gonna give you all 5 minutes to go through and do these. Take your time. I know for some of you all, this is going to be super easy. And then for some of you all, this is going to be a little more difficult, but take your time. We're going to give you 5 minutes, and then you can let me know when you're done. And you can put it in the chat or something when you're done. 5 minutes. And then if you're finished, just go back through and double check real quick that your answers are correct. So sometimes for me, I'll do it backwards. If I did it forward the first time, sometimes I go backwards and do it the other way. Okay. You all done? Good. Good place. Okay. Shiloh, how you doing? Good.
I'm almost done.
You're almost done?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you a little more time. So, Blossom, how was this for you?
Um, it was really easy. I kind of just like finished it in like a minute or so.
Okay. Good. And Chukwabuka, how was it for you?
Easy.
Okay, good to know. Okay, so then, yeah, so that helps me know where you all are with them. Okay, so I'm gonna go through this. Mute me for a second. So I'm gonna go through this with multiplication tables. Maybe kind of boring, maybe really good help, or like for me, I just never learned it this way until I don't know. I think it clicked for me one day. I was like, oh, this is how this works. Instead of memorizing all of these little squares, I was able to start calculating it. And I know that that's helped a lot of people. And so Shiloh, it may help you, and then Blossom and Chukwuka may help you all too, just when you start to get to other numbers later on. So let me, our timer's off. So let me share this other screen. Okay, that works. So I put our multiplication table over here, and let's see. Okay, so then as I think a lot of you all already know, for the zeros, that anything times 0 is what? But anything times 0 is 0. I hope this writes better. Okay, so then that can kind of fill in all our zeros, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. All of those zeros. Okay. And then anything times 1 is what? Can y'all come off mute for a second? So I can hear. Anything times 1 is what?
Same number.
Good. So I'm just gonna say n for number. So n times 1 is n. We have that same number. So for these, we got 2 times 4, 5, and then 5, 6. So we got all of those. That's pretty simple. And then, so what I like to start doing is working down the columns. So the columns are what go up and down. So I'm gonna focus on this column with the 2 at the top. And so then from there, we have our 0 and we had our 2. And since we're in the column of 2s, then I just like to add 2 more, you get 4. Then add another 2, and you get 6. And so on here, it kind of looks like, so on here, okay, so then add 2 more and you get 4. Add 2 more, you get 6. Add 2 more, you get 8, like that. And then in the column of 3s, same kind of thing, you add 3 more, you get 9. Add 3 more, you get 12. And then our column of 4s, so what's the next number in our column of 4? So we have 0, 4, 8, and then, yes. So we added 4 more, we got 12. You add 4 more and you get what?
16.
Yeah, so that, instead of memorizing 4 times 4 all the time. You know, if you can remember 4 times 3, then you can add 4 more. And so that's kind of the simpler way to think about it. And then for the fives, I think a lot of y'all probably already know it's like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. So I think those are usually pretty simple. And 25, 35. But then when we start to get around sixes, is when I realize a lot of students don't do so well with understanding sixes. So we know 6 times 0, got our 0, we got our 6. And then so, Shiloh, what would be the next number?
12.
Very good. And then, Buka, what's the next number we have there?
18.
Very good. Making 12 look better. 18, because you added 6 more. And then Blossom, what's the next one?
24.
Very good. Yep. And so even if you don't remember 6 times 4 is 24, you can do 6 times 3 was 18, and then you add 6 more to get 24. And so let's just go ahead and finish the rest. So let's go, we'll do Shiloh, Buka, and then Blossom. And then I know we have another person on here. What's your name? Yes.
Elena.
And then, okay, cool. What grade are you in? Or going to?
I'm gonna go to 3rd grade.
Third?
We couldn't find my class. So my mom said I should go to this class.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad you're here. Are you understanding what we're doing so far?
Yes, I'm learning multiplication.
Yes. Okay, so then maybe we'll start with you. Then what would be our next number in the column with the sevens? So we have 0, the 7 times 0 is 0, 7 times 1 is 7, then 7 times 2, add 7 more here. What's 7 plus 7?
Wait, what?
What would be the next number? We have our 0, 7 times 0 is 0, 7 times 1 is 7, and then 7 times 2. So, or you could just add 7 to the spot above it, so 7 plus 7.
Yeah, that's 14.
Very good. 14. And Shiloh, what would be the next one?
21.
Good. This one doesn't work. Okay, and then I'm gonna read how I have you all on the screen now. Blossom.
28.
Okay. Buka.
25.
28. Yep. Plus our 7. 5. 31. 35. Very good. And so let's. Okay, so this is 0. We have our 8. And then 8 plus 8, 16. All right. Well, then that's how you would do those. Let me mute or whoever who has some action in the background. Okay. Yep. So we'll go through that. But I want you all to talk. This isn't right. So we have our 8 times 3 is 24. Adding 8 more there, we get 32. Add 8 more, 40. And then, do you all know the trick with the 9s, the finger trick? Have you all done that before? Yeah. Okay, so Blossom, you want to tell us how to do it?
Well, the finger trick, I don't use it very often, but like I know like if you use it, I know how to do it, but I'm not very fluent in it. Kind of forgot.
Okay, yeah, it's pretty cool, I think, for your 9 multiplication. So anything times 9. Yes, Chukwuebuka. You had something?
Yeah, about the finger trick. I think I just remembered how to do it.
Okay. You wanna tell us, and then I can help you through it.
So I think it goes like this. So 0 times 9 is 0, and then 9 times 1 is 9. So
Okay.
so you make 9 fingers. You put up like 9 fingers, and then 9 times 2 is 18. So you raise up this finger, put down this finger. Then you have 8 fingers on this side and 1 finger on this side to represent 18. And then 9 times 3 is 9 times 3 is 9 times 3 is 27. So you put 2 fingers up here, and then 7 fingers over here to make 27. Am I doing it right?
You're doing it right, and then the way that you're explaining it is it's correct, but then even in explaining it in a way that may help everybody else understand it. And so I like what you were saying. You have your 10 fingers up, and then if you're like when you did 18.
I don't exactly remember it.
Yeah, no, that was completely fine. Yeah, so instead of doing 9 times 2, and you know that it's 18, the finger trick helps you figure out what the answer is. So let everybody do this with me. So if you have your 10 fingers up, or you can put them towards yourself, and then you're looking for 9 times 2, you will put down your second finger, which would be, I'm trying to do it in a way that you all can see. It would be your second finger. So for me, looking at my hands, it's your left finger. So that's your second finger. So you include your thumb. So thumb is 1, finger is 2. So you would put that finger down, and then you only have 1 finger, your thumb, on the left side, and then you have 8. So you have the 1, 2, 3, and then you have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Left. So then that's 18. You have the 1 and you have the 8. And so what he was saying for 9 times 3, if you put all your 10 fingers back and you put down your third finger, so your thumb, your pointer finger, and you'll put down your middle finger, your third finger, and then you only have 2 fingers on the left side, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on the right side of that. So then you have 27, 2, 7. Did that help? You got it? Charlie, you got it? Okay. Yeah, I mean, that can help with the 9s. For 9s. And so, so let's do, without knowing what 9 times 5 is, even if you know it, how would you do it using the finger trick? So somebody help me with that one. I mean, Shiloh, were you gonna help? You came off mute.
So is it like, do you like count to your 5th finger and then you put the pinky down?
Mm-hmm.
And then you count the rest of the fingers you have?
Yep. And so show me how you would do it. So you would have all of your 10 fingers up, and then which one's your 5th finger?
The pinky.
Yep. And then so how many are on the left side?
5.
But the other way around. So you would count from your left to your right. And I think your camera may be reversed. So you count it from your left side, like how you read left to right. And so from your left side, you put down your 5th finger. So let me see him again. Okay, so you put down your 5th one, and then so on your left side, you only have those 4 fingers.
So it's 45?
Yes, perfect, very good. And then Chukwuebuka, you wanna show me how you did it too? I know you're raising your hand.
I just the same way you did it.
Yeah, can you show me? I want you to explain it too.
So
Yeah.
9 times 5.
Mhm.
So you have 9 times 5. You hold up 5 fingers, and then you put your fifth one. You put your fifth one down, which is your pinky,
Mhm.
and then you hold up. Then you hold up the rest of your fingers. And then you have 45, 4 and 5.
Very good. Very good explanation. Good. All right. And then Blossom, help us out with 9 times 6.
It's 54.
Yes. But then I also a good part is to explain how you did that.
Well, I got it from like I've always been fluent in nines, but like I would usually get it by I do 9 times 5, which is 45, obviously, and then I would just add 9 because I'd always go by 5 and then keep on going up because yeah, it's the easiest.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. I mean, yeah, so even if you don't use the finger trick, especially when you're doing, when you understand your multiplication tables, then that can help. And then still doing what we explained earlier, where if you work down the columns, then you would just do 45 plus another 9, which gives you the 54. So very good. All right. So Kanina, do you understand what we're saying or what we're doing here? Okay, so I think we already did, which one did we do already? 27. So can you help us with 9 times 4? How would you get that? Kanina, can you help us with 9 times 4?
Yeah.
Okay.
So 9 times 4 is 30 is 36.
Okay, so how did you get that it was 36?
Well, at first I know a little bit of multiplication, so I start with the easy numbers.
Mhm.
So and then once I get to the number before my answer, then this might be confusing, but what I do I take the 9 from the 27
Mhm.
and put it into the 20. I make it 29. And I add the 7 from the 27. I add the 7 which used to be in the 20, and then I add it to the 9.
Wow. Okay. So let me see if I got what you're saying. So if we had 27, and then instead of, so one way could be to add 9 like this, just a very simple 30s. Carry the 1 and you get a 36. But then I think how you're doing it is more like a common core type of way that they taught you, where, let me slide this over. Okay. Where you had 27 and you're adding another 9. So said that you took 2 from the 9, or no, you took 2 from the 9 and made it 29. Is that what you said? And so then you get 29 plus, since you took 2 from the 9, you had 29 plus 7. That's what you're saying? And then what did you do from there?
And I wanted to make a 10, so I added 1 from the 7
Mhm.
and made it 30, and then I added what was left, and I got 36.
Wow. Okay. So yep, 30 plus 6 is 36. So yep, that can also work. And so that's kind of how I I think a lot of you all have been learning lately before that you try to make it around a 10 number or a number that ends in 0. So another way, you could have just gone straight from here to here. If you took 4, you took minus 4, and then oh, I'm sorry, you took 3. So you're taking minus 3, and then adding the 3, and then that's how you got the 30, and then the 6, and so 36. So all of these are very good ways. I'm glad that you explained it that way. That can help somebody else to think of it that way too. Very good. All right. So based on everything we've learned, let me go back to our questions. My slideshow closed, but we'll get back there. So, so can you all go through the answers for the problems that we did that you took the 5 minutes to do? Can you tell me your answers for them? So let's start with Shiloh for the first one.
Oh, 4, because 2 times 2 is 4.
2 times 2 is 4, okay. Chukwuebuka.
Oh, I didn't write it down.
You didn't write it down?
No.
Okay, well, can you write it down with us as we're going through it now?
No, I solved it. I just didn't write it. I didn't write it out.
Okay, and so see, this is sometimes where it helps to write things down, because now if we've gone on and don't have the slide, and so now you can't tell me if your answer is right or wrong because you didn't write it down. So now from here, let's try to write down some of these things, so then we can work through it together. So then we don't always have to go back and find the slide and find the numbers and things like that. So the next one, and can you write them down now as we're going through?
All right.
So the next one was, the first one was 2 times 2. The next one is 4 times 5. So let's answer to that one. Chukwuebuka, can you do just the number 2? 4 times 5?
4 times 5 is 20.
Very good. And
I
then,
finished writing it down.
okay, thanks. Blossom, can you do number 3? Number 3, Blossom.
Oh, number 3?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, 10.
Yeah, like that's pretty easy. And then how would you do number 4 when you know that the answer to number 3 is 10? How would you do number 4?
Well, since it's 2 times 5 and 20 times 5, the difference between 2 and 20 is basically you times it by 10. So you just times 2 times 5 by 10. So 10 times 10, 100.
Very
4 is 100.
Yep, that was a perfect explanation. And so sometimes that's where, as engineers, it becomes more important to tell people how you got that answer than what that answer is. And so that's a very good explanation. And so I think everybody understood that perfectly. So the difference between number 3 and number 4 is you have 2 times 5 and 20 times 5. So even if you don't know how to do 20 times 5, if you know how to do 2 times 5, and then like she said, the difference between 2 and 20 is you will multiply 2 by 10 to get 20. And so then you would just multiply the answer for number 3 by 10, which was 10 times 10, and it gives you 100. So number 4 is 100. So based on that, Kenina, I'm going to challenge you. How would you do number 5? It's going to be a little tougher for you. Do you know how to do that one? Kenina?
100.
It's 100, okay. How did you get 100? How did you get 100 for number 5?
So what I did, so I know that if you do 2 times, it means you that the number after it is gonna be multiplied by 2. So it's just 50 plus 50.
Very good. Yep. I love that explanation. So I like that you all are explaining it because I'm sure everybody's done it differently. And I really like that explanation too. So what it's saying is that, you know, it's just that same number just twice, which is really what 2 times anything is talking about, is that same number twice, or you're adding it together twice. So 50 plus 50 is the same thing as 2 times 50. So you got 100. Good. Okay, so for some people, these are harder. So Shiloh, let's do number 6. You can just tell me the answer.
I don't know if this is correct, but I got 36.
Very good. Yep, so how did you do it then?
Well, when I was younger, when I didn't know how to like write down, I would write six times and then count it like that.
Very good. Yep, and so another way, so yeah, writing six times is the same thing as 6 times 6. And so another way, based on kind of like that multiplication table that we saw, you can have, if you know 6 times 5, so you know 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 is 6 times 5, and then you can now just add 6 more to 30 and get 36.
No battery. No battery.
Okay. Right, and then Joaquin, can you do number 7?
Number 7, 42.
Yeah, 42, and then Buka number
Number what?
number 8.
Oh, 7 times 7 is 49.
Very good. And then I can use number 9.
Number 9. Oh,
Oh yeah, you weren't with us when we but you can use that finger click you can see by
what?
you can also use that finger trick that we were just doing, multiplying it by 9. So you can put down your 6 fingers.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54. 54. My final answer is 54.
So how did you do that?
Well, I'm not sure if I actually did do the finger thing that you said, but what I did, I counted to 9, and I counted it 6 times.
Right. Yep. So that's exactly kind of like what Skylar was saying with number 6, is that she did 6 times. And so that can take a really long time, especially when you're dealing with 9s. That's why that finger trick can really come in handy, where now you have all 10 fingers that you put down your 6 fingers. On this side you have 5 fingers, and on this side you have 4 fingers. So then it's a quicker answer to get to 54 without having to count all of those. Or another way is doing 5 times 9, which is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, and then just adding 9 more to get 6 times 9. So, there's a couple of faster ways to get to it than just counting them all up. Yep, so that works. And then number 10, Shiloh.
70.
70, yep. And so anything times 10 is that number with a 0 with it. So, yep, perfect. So how did you all do? How did that go? I know Blossom is in geometry, but did you at least learn something new today?
Oh yeah, the finger trick. I knew it. It was just that wasn't like I didn't like know it.
Yes, I learned something today.
What did you say, Kanina?
Yes, I learned something. My mom wanted me to.
That's good. So what did you learn today?
I learned more multiplication today and different strategies that I could use for my homework.
Yeah, that's really good. So Shiloh, what did you learn today?
I learned the 9 trick.
Shiloh, can you do that again?
I said I learned the 9 trick.
Oh, yeah. Help a lot. Chukwuebuka, what did you learn today?
I learned about the finger trick.
Yeah. Yes. And to write down things, because I know one of my other friends that I tutor, she doesn't always write things down. She likes to do things in her head, but then it's not always good because then your teachers don't really know.
It's supposed to be submit, right?
So as much
Yeah.
as
So what are you doing?
you don't want to write things down,
We're
it can help a
finishing
lot.
up.
Like,
Okay.
so I think that's all we have. So there's some patterns here. I'm just showing this really quickly. So what are some of the things that you all see on this multiplication table? There are patterns. Anybody? What patterns do you see, or what colors, or describe what you all see on here?
I don't really think this is a pattern, but I see like the red, like explain it. Like
What
it's
about-
2 rows of them.
What about the red? Say that again.
It's like it's 2 rows of each. Of like each thing you're multiplying, it has 2 rows. I don't know if that's a pattern or not, but I just.
So give me an example. So what 2 rows do you see?
So like on the top there's 1 through 12, and then on the side there's 1 through 12.
Very good. Yep. So that's probably like the biggest pattern with multiplication tables is that, yes, the numbers that are on the top in the top row are also in that first column. So going up and down are the columns, and along the top are the rows. And so, yeah, that's the biggest pattern. So even if you did 4 times 5 and got 20, you can also do 5 times 4 and get 20. So that's probably, yeah, that's a really good pattern that you spotted out there. Yeah, so Chukwuebuka, but what pattern do you see?
I noticed a pattern in the red diagonal squares.
Okay, and so what do you notice about those?
Well, if you start at 3 and then, so if you start at 3 and then keep adding 2, then you'll get the next number. Like 1 plus 3 is 4, and then if you add 2 to 3, you get 5. So 5 plus, no, sorry, 4 plus 5 is 9, and then 5 plus 2 is 7. 9 plus 7 equals 16.
Whoa.
And so on.
Okay. Wait, can you walk me through that again? So you got the 1 plus 3
So if
gives us 4. I got
and
that.
then keep adding 2. You keep adding 2 to 3. So 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 plus 5 is 9. 9 plus 7 is 16. 16 plus 9 is 25. 25 plus 11 is 36. 36 plus 13 is 49. 49 plus 15.
So how do you
It's
know which
64.
number to add to the previous one? So you had the 1 plus, you said 3 is 4. How did you know to add 3 to it? Or did you know that?
I looked at 1 and 4 and I was
Yeah.
like 1 plus 3 equals 4.
Yeah, so that's what I've noticed about what you do, which I really like, is that you use the information that you have there and then you figure out how you got from one to the other. And so, yeah, that's very good. And so sometimes in math, we try to figure out, okay, even if we didn't know that that next number was 4, how could we find out what that next number is? And so that's part of it, yeah, that you're going based on what you have there between 1 and 4, you add 3. But if you didn't know that that next number was 4, how would you get that number? And so the ones that you're highlighting on that diagonal are called perfect squares. And so basically, if you go with the multiplication, so in the top row starting at 1 and 1, the top row, so 1 and the first column
It's not working.
is 1.
You can't hear anything.
2 times 2,
Hearing.
you get 4. 3 times 3 is 9. 4 times 4. So it's that number times itself that's giving you the number in those peak diagonals. So 5 times 5, 6 times 6, 7 times 7. So yes, that's a really good pattern to spot out on here. So those are some of the things that, you know, seeing things visually, like in the multiplication table, can help you remember that 5 times 4 is 4 times 5, or that 4 times 4 is 16. 5 times 5 is 25, because you'll definitely need those in middle school, in like 8th grade. So I think that's all we're gonna do for today. But if y'all have any questions or anything, I'll show this slide, and you can write down my information. And I know Blossom, we want to do some geometry fun, so definitely write down information. And my email address is that last one, Jasmine at
I was wiping my nose.
But yeah, you all did very good today. I'll also be here Friday, and then for the next 2 weeks, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And so we're gonna just go through some entry level things to make sure that we're all caught up. So when we go back to school, you know some of the things that I don't want you to go back to school and not know. And so I know, yeah, Blossom is doing geometry, but then there's things like, you know, if you don't know multiplication, you won't do well in geometry. And if you don't know algebra well, you won't do well in geometry. And if you don't know graphing well, then you may struggle with geometry. So those are the things that we're going to be talking about, and not necessarily specific classes and shapes. And that's what geometry starts to talk about, are shapes and the volume and area of shapes. So when you all learn more of that stuff, then I can help tutor you through that. But for this, we'll just be going through some of the things that you all should know before you get to classes like geometry. But yeah, so here's my information. Let me stop sharing. You all. So thank you all for being here. You all were very good students. I'm glad you all learned something today. And even though you're in a variety of grades, 3rd grade, 5th grade, 6th grade, 8th grade, 8th grade. So yeah, it's a pleasure to be here with you all. You all did a really good job. So I will see you, hopefully I will see you all Friday.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.